The story of Philippine street food is not just about snacks sold on the roadside. It is the story of a nation that has learned to survive storms, invasions, poverty, and change and turn struggle into flavor. It is a story of people who learned how to make joy out of simple ingredients, how to create laughter in the middle of busy cities, how to build culture on wooden skewers and sizzling pans today. Filipino street food is rising across the world, crossing borders, crossing oceans, and capturing the hearts of millions who taste it. And behind every dish, behind every boiling pot, behind every smoky grill and colorful stand, there is a deeper story waiting to be told. In the Philippines, street food is more than food, it is a feeling. It is young students gathering around a stand with just a few coins, workers rushing on their break to grab something warm, families taking a walk while sharing skewers. Every street food stand is like a small community where strangers talk, laugh, and forget their worries for a moment. This is why Filipino street food is not just rising, it is exploding across the globe, becoming one of the most sought-after food cultures in Asia and beyond. But how did this happen? How did simple snacks like fish balls, kwek-kwek, isaw, balut, taho, and sizzling sisig end up being talked about by travelers, food vloggers, and chefs around the world? The answer lies in the soul of the Filipino people. For centuries, the Philippines has been a melting pot of influences: Malay, Chinese, Spanish, American, but instead of losing themselves, Filipinos transformed everything into something uniquely their own. Street food became the perfect expression of this identity. Humble ingredients, bold flavors, and a spirit of creativity that refuses to be ignored. Every dish tells a different story. Take fish balls: simple, affordable, eaten with a sweet, spicy, or savory sauce. They may look small, but you will see groups of students, workers, and families gathering around one small cart, dipping their skewers in the same pot, laughing and sharing stories. This sense of togetherness is something people around the world crave, especially in modern times where everyone feels more distant. When foreigners try Filipino street food, many say they don't just taste the food, they feel the warmth of the culture.
Then there is kwek-kwek, those bright orange quail eggs coated in crunchy batter. They look playful, joyful, like little sparks of happiness. They show the Filipino love for color and creativity. Something as small as an egg becomes a street icon. Locals know the feeling of biting into one hot, crunchy, comforting. Visitors who try it for the first time are surprised by how such a simple dish can be so satisfying. This surprise, this sense of discovery, is one reason the world is paying attention. And of course, there is the legendary balut, the most controversial but most talked about Filipino street food in the world. For Filipinos, balut is normal, but for visitors, it is a challenge, a test of bravery. Yet those who try it describe something unexpected: a deep flavor, rich and comforting, unlike anything else. Balut reveals the truth about Filipino cuisine. It is bold, fearless, proud, and unapologetic. It does not hide, it invites people to step out of their comfort zone, and when they do, they remember it forever. But the rise of Filipino street food is not only about taste. It is about timing. In the last decade, the world began searching for authenticity. People are tired of overpriced restaurants, tired of food that looks fancy but lacks soul. They want real stories. They want real flavor. They want food that feels human. And Filipino street food delivers exactly that. It is raw, emotional, honest. It is cooked in front of you by someone whose hands have prepared the same dish for years. Every bite carries experience, every bite carries memory. Social media also played a powerful role. Travel vloggers filmed the lively streets of Manila. Foreign YouTubers tasted isaw and screamed with excitement. TikTok creators tried balut and went viral. International chefs visited the Philippines and returned home saying this is the next big thing. Each video, each reaction, each review helped push Filipino street food onto the world stage. People saw how colorful it was, how fun it was, how full of life it was, and they wanted to try it themselves. As versus Filipinos added another layer to the rise. Millions of Filipinos live abroad, from the Middle East to Europe to America. They built small food stalls, food trucks, and restaurants, bringing their childhood flavors with them. When foreigners tasted chicken in nasal sisig bachoy or halo halo for the first time, they were shocked at how flavorful, affordable, and comforting the dishes were. Filipino food trucks began winning awards. Filipino chefs started appearing in international magazines, and slowly a movement formed. The world began recognizing the Philippines as a rising food powerhouse.
But the biggest strength of Filipino street food is the emotional connection it carries. Every Filipino knows the feeling of going home after school and stopping at a stand to buy a skewer or a snack. Every Filipino overseas thinks of home when they smell grilled barbecue or hear the sound of taho being sold in the morning. These dishes are tied to childhood memories, family moments, and the daily rhythm of life. When people from other countries taste the food, they may not share the memories, but they feel the emotion. The rise of Filipino street food is also a tribute to the resilience of vendors who wake up early every day, set up their small stands, and work long hours under the sun and rain. They are the unsung heroes of Philippine culture. Many of them use their earnings to support their families, pay school fees, or build small dreams. When their dishes go viral online, it is not just about food, it is about hope. It is about showing that greatness can come from anywhere, even from a tiny cart on a busy street corner. This rise is only the beginning. Filipino flavors are expanding into more countries each year. More people are discovering that Filipino food is not just delicious, it is meaningful. It is full of stories. It is full of heart. And as more nations look for food that feels real, comforting, and soulful, the Philippines stands at the front of the global wave. The world can't resist Filipino flavor because Filipino flavor is alive. It is bold, joyful, emotional, and unforgettable. It is crafted by people who understand struggle, who understand celebration, who understand community. It is created not in luxury kitchens, but in the streets where real life happens. And to everyone watching this, the journey does not end here. We will continue exploring the truth behind cultures, uncovering hidden stories, and diving deep into the world that connects us all. If you want to follow this journey, make sure you subscribe to Deep Dive Documentaries right now. Tap the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories like this to life. Stories that deserve to be heard, stories that deserve to be remembered. This is the rise of Philippine street food, a global movement born from simple ingredients, carried by proud hands, and beloved by the world. And this is only the beginning. Subscribe today, and join us as we continue uncovering the stories that shape our world.
And as we go deeper into the heart of this rising movement, we begin to understand that the success of Philippine street food is not an accident. It is the result of generations passing down knowledge, flavors, and traditions that survive colonial periods, natural disasters, and economic challenges. Each dish is like a quiet rebellion, a reminder that even with limited resources, beauty and flavor can still emerge. This spirit, this unstoppable creativity, is one of the reasons millions around the world are slowly falling in love with Filipino food. Walk through any busy street in Manila, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, or Pampanga, and you will notice the same thing: the energy, the life, the hum of people gathering around food stalls, as if drawn by an invisible force. Street food in the Philippines is not just something you eat, it is something you experience with all your senses. The smoke rising from the grills, the cold sweetness of street ice cream, the crunch of freshly fried snacks, the laughter of strangers sharing a moment, they all blend into one memory, one feeling, one taste of the Philippine soul. This feeling is powerful, and it's exactly what makes Filipino street food different from many others around the world. It is not created to impress. It welcomes everyone, from the richest businessman to the poorest student, from locals to foreigners, from young children to elderly grandparents. This inclusiveness is a big reason why it is winning the hearts of so many cultures globally. People want food that makes them feel human, food that reminds them of home, even if the home is not theirs. As more travelers visit the Philippines, their first connection with the country is often a street food vendor. Not a restaurant, not a hotel, But a small cart selling barbecue or halo, these visitors leave with a memory that no expensive meal can replace. They return home telling their friends and family, "You must try Filipino street food. It's real. It's warm." Its unforgettable word of food has become one of the Philippines' strongest ambassadors. What makes this rise even more remarkable is how Filipino vendors themselves are evolving. In cities like Manila and Cebu, street food sellers are modernizing their carts, upgrading their ingredients, improving their hygiene, and adding new flavors while keeping the original soul of the dish. This mix of tradition and innovation is attracting younger generations. It is proving that Filipino food does not need to stay on the sidelines, it can compete with global giants.
Another important factor in this rise is affordability. In a time when the world is facing economic challenges, inflation, and rising prices, Filipino street food offers something rare, a filling, flavorful meal that almost anyone can afford. This accessibility gives it an advantage. People trust food that feeds people well even with limited resources, and that sincerity shows in every dish. Emotional part of this rise is the impact on Filipino families. Many street food vendors are parents working hard to support their children. Every skewer sold, every bowl served, every order prepared is part of a dream of education, a dream of a better life, a dream of stability. When tourists or locals support these vendors, they are supporting real lives, real dreams, real stories. This bond between the vendor and the customer makes Filipino street food not just popular but meaningful. As the world discovers more Filipino flavors, a new generation of Filipino chefs and entrepreneurs is being inspired. They are traveling abroad, opening modern Filipino street food restaurants, creating fusion dishes that blend tradition with creativity. These young innovators carry the spirit of the streets into new markets, introducing Filipino food to places that never expected to fall in love with it. From Los Angeles to Dubai, from London to Tokyo, Filipino food stalls are now winning awards, attracting long lines, and earning global praise.
But no matter how far Filipino street food travels, its heart remains in the Philippines, on the narrow streets, under the neon lights, beside jeepneys and tricycles, inside busy night markets, and in communities where people gather not because they are hungry, but because the food brings them together. This connection, this warmth, is the secret ingredient no recipe can fully capture. And as food lovers around the world search for authenticity, honesty, and flavor that tells a story, the Philippines continues to shine. Every grilled skewer, every bowl of noodle soup, every crunchy snack, and every sweet dessert carries the identity of a nation that has endured, adapted, and thrived. Filipino flavor is rising because the Filipino spirit is impossible to ignore. This movement is still growing. It is expanding city by city, country by country, platform by platform. Before long, Filipino street food will not only be known as a local treasure, it will be recognized as a global cultural force. And as we document this rise, we want you to be part of the journey. Your support gives power to stories like this, stories that deserve to be heard. Tap the notification bell so YouTube can alert you the moment our next episode goes live. We are building a community of people who love truth, culture, and real stories. And your subscription helps us continue bringing this kind of storytelling to the world. The rise of Philippine street food continues. The world is watching, the world is tasting, and the world is falling in love. And that is the rise of Philippine street food. Simple ingredients turned into powerful flavors, cooked by everyday heroes, and now loved across the world. These dishes are more than snacks. They are culture, they are identity, they are the heartbeat of a people who know how to create joy, even in the middle of struggle. Every skewer, every bowl, every bite carries a story that deserves to be tasted, shared, and remembered. Thank you for watching, and for giving your time to discover this beautiful part of the Philippines. If you enjoyed this story and you want more powerful documentaries like this, please subscribe to Deep Dive Documentaries right now and tap the notification bell so YouTube can alert you whenever a new video goes live. Your support means everything, and it helps us continue creating stories that connect cultures and inspire the world.